don't really have anything to say to start this, so... Hello everyone, I'm Bunny Bouncer, and welcome to my rabbit hole of gaming and all things in the geekdom. Last video, I talked about my history with Elder Scrolls Online and how my opinions have changed about it. Today, I want to talk about shows that I am looking forward to. Now, this is not a complete list, and very likely it's going to change as more news is released on these projects. Or, Disney and Marvel keep being, well, stupid. But for now, these are shows that I'm really excited for. Number 7, The Lord of the Rings project on Amazon Prime. I can't find the actual title, so I don't know if it actually has a title yet. This series is going to take place in the Second Age era, which I think spans around 3,500 years, I think. And it is a millennia before The Hobbit. But the most noteworthy thing about that time period is it's also the age which Sauron comes into play. So I think this is a prequel series that will touch on the forging of the Great Rings of Power, which I think is smart, because comparison is the death of originality, and if you were going to be doing another adaptation of the books, then you run into the problem of everybody comparing this to the amazing Lord of the Rings movies. Production is underway on it, and it is of course filming in New Zealand, because you have to. It's being written by J.D. Payne and Patrick McKay, who are responsible for the Jungle Cruise movie with Dwayne Johnson and Emily Blunt. And it's being directed by J.A. Bayona, who did The Orphanage and Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Number 6, Hawkeye. This is going to be a miniseries, and it's in the vein of comics where Kate Bishop takes the mantle of Hawkeye. Jeremy Renner is reprising his role, and Kate Bishop is being played by Hailee Steinfeld, who I think is a perfect cast for it. So there's a lot of story for Kate Bishop. But essentially, her parents were estranged, and her dad was a bad man. After witnessing some suspicious things from her father, she follows him and... Dun, dun, dun. She is kidnapped. And she is then saved by Hawkeye. And because he has no powers and still goes about and saves people, she begins to look up to him and tries to emulate what he does. He meets Cassie Lang, who is the daughter of Scott Lang, aka Ant-Man, and they become a part of the Young Avengers. And eventually, Clinton Barton takes Kate Bishop under his wings, and she becomes Hawkeye. There isn't an official release date yet, but it is supposedly coming out in 2021. It's being directed by Kerry Scoglin from Falcon and Winter Soldier, also Matt Shakman from WandaVision, and Kate Herron from Loki. They're really keeping it in the Marvel family. And it's being written by Katrina Mathewson and Tanner Bean, who have not done anything notable, so we'll see how that goes. Number 5, Moon Knight. Moon Knight was just announced by Oscar Isaac, and Oscar Isaac will be taking the lead of Mark Spector. And the cast is also sporting Ethan Hawke, but I don't know who he's playing yet. So Mark Spector in the comics is a former CIA agent turned mercenary who, after a near-death experience, believing that he was saved by the moon deity Khonshu, develops split personalities and dons the cape and becomes Moon Knight. There's nothing really else to say in regards to the show, but I'm really excited for news on it because I love Moon Knight. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to let me know you enjoy what I'm doing. Number 4, the Willow sequel. I loved the original Willow movie. It was one of my favorite movies growing up. And if you don't know the original movie, here you go. So the story is that a baby girl is found in the river by the children of a farmer and musician named Willow Ufgood, played by Warwick Davis. So after taking the little girl in, Willow and his village is attacked, and it's after this that he discovers the little girl is Elora Danan, the child prophesied to bring about the demise of the evil sorceress queen Bavmorda. So Willow is tasked with the quest of finding a safe place to hide little Elora Danan. And through this, he's accompanied by a swordsman named Van Mortigan, played by Val Kilmer, a sorceress, and some brownies. No, not the chocolatey dessert, although that does sound really good. But the folkloric creatures. The TV series, I believe, is set to follow the Willow movie, and it shows Elora Danan grown and set and ready to fulfill her destiny. The cast includes Warwick Davis reprising his role as Willow, Ellie Bamber, Ruby Cruz, and Aaron Kellyman. I don't know who any of them are playing. If I had to guess, I'd say Ellie Bamber is playing Elora, but I don't know yet. I also don't know who's writing or directing it, so... Number 3, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. So it's believed that this story will follow Doctor Strange trying to fix the mess that Wanda Maximoff, who is being played by Elizabeth Olsen, fix the mess that she made when she altered reality and everything in WandaVision. The show is going to be playing into the tampering, the fixing, and the traveling through the multiverse. It also brings back Baron Mordo, played by Chiwetel Ejiofor, and it also introduces the character America Chavez, aka Miss America. She is another young Avenger who, in some of the comics, takes over the mantle of Captain America. And it's being directed by Sam Raimi. Number 2, The Last Airbender. So there's a lot of controversy within the Avatar The Last Airbender fandom because the original creators, Michael DeMartino and Brian Konietzko, they signed on and then almost immediately they signed off. I'm still excited for this. It's live action and it's on Netflix. The story is that the 4 nations, fire, earth, water, and air, are at war. Really, it's just the Fire Nation is being an evil tyrant and the others can't get their act together and stop them. A young girl named Katara and her brother Sokka from the Northern Water Tribe stumble upon the frozen Avatar who disappeared 100 years ago when the war began. The show centers on the Avatar Aang and his companions as they travel and they have their adventures, and he tries to develop his powers of controlling the 4 elements: fire, earth, water, and air. I can't find a release date or a cast list. I don't know that there's very much going on with it right now, but I'm really, really hoping it's going to be good. Number 1. This is the biggest one for me. I will give a shout out in my next video to anyone who can guess what show it is by the things that I'm about to show you before I tell you the name of the show. Did you guess it? Magic the Gathering. I love Magic the Gathering. It is my favorite game. The show is going to be animated, and I don't know if they're doing an anime style or they're doing a cinematic animated. I really hope they do cinematic animated because all of their trailers for their expansions are already in that style. So there are a lot of stories within the Magic the Gathering universe, but the general premise of it is that within this universe, there are these worlds and these planets, and they're called planes. And all of these planes are ignorant of each other. They don't know the other exists, and they have no way of reaching out to these other planes, except these planeswalkers, who have the ability to teleport and travel between these different planes. And I don't know which planeswalkers they'll be focusing on, but I really, really, really want to see Jace Beleren, Nissa Ravane. I want to see Liliana Vess and Chandra Nalaar, and I want to see Gideon Jura, and I want to see Tezzeret and Kiora and Garruk and Elspeth and all of the current ones because those are my favorites. But no matter who they pick, they have 25 years worth of stories to take from. And I seriously cannot wait. I am so excited for it. I just want more news about that. That's my biggest one. If that comes out good, I'll be fine. I'll be happy. Well, comment down below, guys. Let me know what shows you're excited for.